All right, we're rolling.
All right, welcome
Help!
to the
No, I'm kidding.
welcome to the Thread Count podcast. My name's Shannon Lalim.
I'm Joey Lily.
And I'm Giovanni Neal.
So, Gio is a local comedian. She also has her own podcast. She's been on the circuit for a couple of years now. How long have you been doing comedy here?
5 years this October.
5 years in October, and you started here.
Yep, I started at the Palm Beach Improv. I did my classes under Ramon Garcia.
Okay.
I took his classes 3 times, and then I was
Wow.
like, he's like, y'all need to go do open mics. And I was like, what's
What's
that?
that?
So, and that's how I got my start.
What was that?
In October of I guess I didn't start hitting open mics until February, probably when Backstage first opened up that Jackie
I've heard
had.
about that one. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And Ramon encouraged us to go there, and then I met other comics and found out about other open mics, and then
Jeez. So who did you start with that's like part of the local scene?
like I was in class with Sadman and
Okay.
James Patterson,
Oh, okay.
and we were all looking up to like the Jackie Sanchez's, the Jay guys, Nadeem. He was like kind of big on scene. But like I just remember like coming into the scene and trying to like get to know people, and like a story that stands out to me is when I met Brian Coronado.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when I met him and he was dating another comic, Sarah, stripper comic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And like I was like hi to like said hi to them, and
They look like they would date. They kind of look the same. Like Shannon and I look the same. You know?
Yeah. So I like spoke to them, and they were like, and I was like, damn.
not very friendly. Yeah.
But after I've gotten to know him, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, it's just hard getting to know comics because they come and they go so much. We didn't, but they didn't know I was going to be around.
Yeah.
They didn't know who I was, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny that they were kind of like cold. But now I kind of get it. Because, like, when I meet a new comic, I'm just like, oh, and I don't remember their name. I'm just like, oh, cool. And then when I see you, like, 10 times, maybe I'll remember your name after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It definitely depends if somebody, like, makes an impression,
I've met
too.
people. I mean, I don't really do comedy, but, like, I've been around people in the comedy scene, and, like, they always ask me my name still. Like, it's just, like, an every time thing.
Well,
Given I'm around,
he's just
like,
known as
once
my
every 2
husband.
months.
Yeah, well, no one's announcing your name on stage every time you're
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
So you're not writing your name down on a list. That's another way you get to know, like, freaking, when I ran,
O'Shea's.
I was thinking
How
Kelly
was
Buzz.
that?
It was fun. It
Yeah.
was fun. We're just waiting on another date. They said they want to bring us back, and I'm guessing it's monthly at this point because they
Yeah.
haven't told us. But that's you got to write the list down so you get everyone's names, and then
Helps.
maybe it'll help stick. Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to learn sometimes people's first and last names or to pronounce their last names properly. Like, nobody can pronounce my last name. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why. It feels pretty easy. I spell it essentially phonetically.
Lalim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like lime, so I would easily not say it right if I never knew. If I never knew.
Yeah.
I just fucking put like I held the list. I wrote people's names down, and I only wrote first names down. I only brought people up by first names. So, and someone brought that up. They're like, "You're not even using last names." I was like, "Nope."
Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't have to. A lot of people do go by first names. When I first started, I only went by my first name.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have my last name included because I was like, oh, I don't want, like,
Yeah.
anybody to find me from work, I guess. But you use your real name or what?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah. My name's Giovanni Neal.
So
and
people, like, from work can find you.
I mean, yeah, but I own my own business, so I
Yeah.
kind of have the freedom to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And if that affects them in any way, maybe they won't work with me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can find other customers.
Yeah, I mean, your comedy's not, like, anything that's, like,
Yeah.
all that offensive or anything.
Yeah, I'm not giving out anybody's secrets that from
yeah.
work or
Yeah.
anything. I got a few legal jokes, but it's like it's silly legal humor,
Yeah.
So,
Now, with comedy, like, who would you say your biggest inspirations are?
Just like famous comics or
Yeah.
um I think one of my biggest inspirations would be like Wanda Sykes. I
Oh,
love
okay.
her.
Yeah.
Um Dave Chappelle, but that's like everybody loves that. But I kind of grew up when his sketch comedy show was really
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
coming up. And then probably my biggest one would be Jon Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jon
I
Stewart.
would not think Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Why?
I've heard nobody say Jon Stewart besides like I don't know.
Yeah, well, I kind of like discussing politics and stuff, and I
Mm.
love like the way John did it was so artful.
Mm-hmm.
I only hope to be, that gifted
Yeah.
in this craft because it's hard to discuss politics and still get a laugh because
Yeah.
you got to be like, I don't know.
You got to
but-
play like both sides, especially here in Florida.
Yeah.
And we're in an interesting part of Florida. South Florida is like, it's such a mix of different people and different cultures and different political views,
Yeah.
but we're still fairly socially
bunch of-
liberal.
There's a bunch of closed-minded people who think they're open-minded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to modern day politics.
We in the South.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then just you've got this climate where like there's been this celebrity president that we've had
Yeah.
and people are supporting him really mostly out of name recognition. It's not because they really support his policies or like believe in him. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I know Trump and he's kind of funny, so they're like, vote for him.
Yeah, yeah.
So
What did you think with I know you're a Kanye fan. So what did you think when Kanye ran for president? Didn't he run
I thought
officially or what?
that I was like, this nigga here. That's what I thought when he ran. I was like, why is he doing this? But
I mean, it's the same reason Trump ran because he could. It's just
Yeah.
like,
and if that's the case, let's get Taylor Swift.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
just-
that's what I'm talking about.
I could get behind the Taylor Swift for
could
president.
fucking win. I
She
think
is
it's
definitely grown
She'd get
on me.
assassinated.
It's
for
called-
Sure.
it's
I'm just kidding.
Joey.
Just kidding.
Joey keeps talking about like
Protect
Taylor Swift
Taylor
potential.
at all
I'm just
costs. No.
kidding.
When did I become a Swiftie?
Oh
Okay.
my God. Yeah, no, it's like it's very interesting the whole politics thing down here and how sometimes people don't want to talk about it in comedy. I
Yeah.
feel like people are like, oh, it's not a topic to talk about, especially like here.
Oh,
and
yeah,
blah, blah,
they
blah,
tell
blah.
you
not
not-
until you're big and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah,
that's what
blah.
they told me. But I mean, you got to practice makes perfect. So I sprinkle some in there. I sprinkle a lot in there. Let's be honest. Like I do my whole blame girl bit. I'm blaming men, capitalism, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
even got the Trump joke. But for example, okay, so I was in Florida's Funniest, right?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about
And
that.
I did the Trump joke, and I in Fort Pierce, I forgot the part that comes after it that makes people like really, really laugh, regardless of your politics.
Yeah.
I just forgot it, and then when I did it in St. Lucie, I got a big laugh because it's kind of like a similar demographic.
Yeah.
There was I'd say there was more black folks in St. Lucie than there was.
Okay.
In
That's
Fort
surprising.
Pierce.
I pictured it to be old white people.
Yeah,
I know.
Anywhere north of Palm Beach County. Yeah.
I've done that room before, and it was old white people, but not that night. It was like a lot of folks came out, and it was a diverse crowd, young, old,
Interesting.
yeah, in St. Lucie. So, but I feel like if I would have done the joke that immediately follows that this nigga here joke,
Yeah.
I think in Fort Pierce I would have done a little bit better than because like when I got out in Fort Pierce, I immediately felt like, okay, I didn't. Whereas in St. Lucie, I was like, maybe,
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. And are you doing any other?
No.
Did you do Naples last year or what?
No.
Oh,
No, I
don't
only
know
did
why I
Palm
thought you did
Beach
Naples.
last year, and
Oh,
I-
you hosted Naples last year, right? Or
yeah,
what?
yes, I did. You're right, I did
Oh,
host
okay,
Naples.
okay. Because I was like, why do I feel like you did Naples? So yeah.
And Naples just happened because, like, I remember in class, Ramon would be like, "You just got to show up. You got to be there, and sometimes you're gonna be in the right place at the right time, and you'll get asked to host an improv
yeah.
event." And that's kind of what happened. I just went to Naples because Joanna was on it.
Oh, okay.
That's also someone I came up with in class is Joanna, and she competed there last year, so I rode with her to support
Oh,
her.
okay.
And Renee ran into us in the bathroom, and we talked to her for a minute, and then she came up to me while we were sitting down. I was just ready to sit down and enjoy the show, and then she's like, Nathan Wallace can't make it. His house, it was right after the hurricanes, and his house, his roof was caving in and all this stuff. She's
my
like, would you
God.
mind hosting? And I was like, okay.
Oh my God! Wow.
I was like, yes, because I mean, what are you gonna tell her no?
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So
The opportunity strikes.
yeah, so it was that moment I was like, I see what Ramon was talking about. Cause
Yeah.
never in a million years I would have imagined I'd just get to host Florida's Funniest.
Yeah,
That's super
yeah.
cool.
That's like a
So-
big deal. And you is O'Shea's your first room that you've run or what?
No. I've tried a couple of rooms. I did one room with Jackie Sanchez, the Draft House.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
we did
that's
that
now a
like
new one, yeah.
pre-COVID, and it was weird because we did a mic, right? And they're doing a show now. CJ's running a show there, but when we did it, made it a mic, and it started like at 7:30, and the owners were like, just read the room, don't be too dirty. And we were like, oh, okay, if
Don't
they-
have Shannon Lalim there.
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, like if there's kids here, and then we told the comics there,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
worked out. It went great, and then, so they were talking about having us back, and then Rob Callard showed up, and he just went up, and we didn't talk to him about like the rules or anything.
Oh shit.
And then he just he like starts talking about his son's dick jokes,
Yeah.
almost gets into a fight with one of the patrons, and
Oh shit. That's
yeah.
wild.
And then next thing you know, we find out online that Jordan Garnett, I don't even know if y'all know him.
No, I don't really know him.
He used to. Anyway, he calls me and he's like, "Oh, I heard your mic got canceled." And I'm like, "What? No, it didn't."
What?
And the owner had posted on Facebook, "Sorry, we'll never have comedy here again. This and that. Things got out of
Oh,
hand."
shit.
And I was just
Wow,
like,
it must have been like a regular customer or something that
I
like he
guess.
got into an argument with because it's like
But look,
who makes that big of a deal?
Those are the
you
ones
know?
that like to get in
It's
arguments
just a
sometimes.
rowdy place there, okay? It don't matter if it's a Thursday afternoon and there are kids there or if it's a Saturday night. Because, like, when I was at the show, I did that room 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you told me.
Yeah,
that.
and there was someone chanting Jew at Steve Lamb while he was on stage, and a fight almost broke
Wait,
out.
Chanting Jew.
Yeah.
There's like a Jewish comic on stage. We're in the middle of like a severe like race.
That's
I
so
don't know. I
messed
don't know.
up.
I guess religious. I guess issue or
I just can't
political.
imagine like seeing that in person. I would get like I'd feel emotion all over me, then I'd like get sick and have to go lay down. I'd like puke. I'd puke, dude.
No,
I get
like
like
there was
that.
a whole table. There was like a table of 12 people, and there was an Italian Jewish person with them, and they stood up and were like, oh, and the guy
shit.
got kicked out. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like those people up there are fucking rowdy.
oh
Damn.
nuts.
And then I did a mic with Patrice Harris at Renegades, and that was like we only
Renegades.
did like maybe 1 or 2 shows there.
That place is like a big country line dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like that's interesting because like I know that as like a line dancing bar.
Yeah, but it gets real black up in there too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That place,
It's like,
it's like
Billy Ray Cyrus and that guy. I'm gonna take my.
they have all kind of stuff. Like I went to, it's a crazy place. I've been there. I would go to there for happy hour, and I was there, and there was like 2 tables over, people talking about the Klan being still alive and stuff, and I was like,
Whoa.
yo, what the fuck?
I'm not surprised about people talking about that there, but I am surprised that a black crowd hangs there because that's the vibe that place has always given me. We used to live right over there, and I've never been
Scary
inside.
to know those people exist.
Oh really? Yeah, no, I've been inside that place, and there's like black nights where like I remember there's this guy. I forget his name. He used to do an improv gig where there was an open mic, but he hosts like a brunch there, or hosted. I don't know. I feel like he did, but now it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Interesting. Very
Damn, dude, that's
interesting.
spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky joke. That's spooky. Yeah. It's like they have those nights, and then the other like racist customers sit on the outside and like follow the people home. It's like some
What
get
the
out
fuck,
situation.
Shan? What? Don't give people ideas.
No, I just feel like that's some sort of get out situation there. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like also, is that like a thing that
But you know what?
people like to
What's
do?
funny is
line
like I
dancing?
felt like that about swamp grass for the longest time. I wouldn't go in there, and I lived right around the corner. I lived right around the corner. I was like, I ain't getting lynched.
Oh shit.
And then I start comedy, and it's like my home base, and they love me there, and I love them.
God.
So
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There definitely are those weird places that like
yeah,
we do comedy,
yeah,
being at like this sort of level.
yeah, definitely.
So, but we're in this bed here. Is this your first time in a bed with two other people, or?
Since I was a kid, probably.
Oh
Since I was a
shit.
kid.
What does that mean, dude?
That means you haven't had a threesome in a long time since you were a child, or what?
Yeah, no, ever.
Never. Look at this, 3 for 3. None of our guests have ever had a threesome. We're
Okay, his butthole's right in my face.
Hey, sorry, Mara. Get those little tiny
Thank you.
nuts taken out of that sack.
he's very
He's got a little
loving
shrivel
right
sack.
now.
Little shrivel sack.
Yeah. So, but you have an OnlyFans, right? So, like, what's the deal with your OnlyFans?
What do you mean?
Like, what kind of like content do you create? How frequently are you creating content? Is that like an active thing, or?
I'm not. It's infrequent because I'm lazy. Like, ow! I,
Shit, do you need me to
He's
get him
making
off?
biscuits. He's making biscuits. I
Come
love
here.
it, but ow!
Come here.
It hurts.
He did that to Shannon's eye the other day.
Oh god.
He did, yeah. No, my husband hit me.
Yeah. She got out.
I got a black eye.
Just don't make. Okay.
He likes. You can hear.
I
if,
like
if he
him.
does, you can just lift up his paws and he won't do anything. He's
Okay.
a little sissy.
We'll keep an eye on him.
Our cats are very friendly.
I love him.
They always try and get some cuddles from the
He's
guests.
so cute. And I'm scared to rub him because he's gonna go.
He talks too. He's a talker.
Mar, say something for the camera.
Mar,
always
what's
letting
your
us down with
what's
that
your
shit.
favorite catnip?
He likes Marlboro catnip.
You see that little twitch?
Marble.
I think he read.
Yeah.
He's cute. He's cute.
Likes American Spirit catnip.
American
I don't know.
Spirit.
Marlboro.
Oh my god. Now, so with the OnlyFans, so you said you don't do it that frequently. Like it's
Yeah,
just
it's
kind of
infrequent. I wanted to be that girl that posted frequently and made like so much a month, but I'm busy
yeah.
with so much, I have a day
Yeah.
job, and then I do comedy, I do the
yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
and then all the other stuff that comes along with comedy and making content and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely, I feel like, a lot of work. So like, how far do you go? Are you more of a photo or video, or what's the deal?
I have photos and videos, but
Photos
I'm
and
not really
videos.
like, there's no like sexual simulation or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
It's just nudity.
Just titties.
No.
No titties.
It's titties and,
Oh, titties and titties and kitties.
yeah, titties and titties.
Literally, titties and kitties.
But no butthole.
Here we are. No butthole.
Yeah. And then when Abby was shooting me, it was funny because she was like, some people just do their butthole. I was like, what?
How do you just do your butthole? There's. How do you do that?
Yeah, you just do
It's like
pictures of
just
your
feet.
butthole, or
And then you tighten it, and then you like release it. Actually, you know what's crazy is
people are crazy.
yeah, well, Rebecca is a tattoo artist, and she recently was like telling us all about how she did a asshole tattoo,
Oh, ouch.
like for some girl that has OnlyFans, I guess. Like, and she's like, yeah, like I had to be down there, and I was like, oh my god, like, did you
How
end up
close
with
to the
pink
asshole
eye?
does it
Like,
get?
Oh my god.
How close to the asshole do you get? Because my asshole, once you get like at least a centimeter away on all sides, whole diameter, it turns into like some kind of
Hemorrhoids?
vagina skin.
Yeah, vagina skin.
I don't know. I couldn't. I just.
It starts getting.
It's
shriveled.
interesting that that some people just do their buttholes, and like in a way, like is that like less exposing?
Anonymous,
I'm doing
yeah.
like all this stuff with my face and
Yeah.
my tits and my
Yeah.
vagina, and then they're just like butthole. And how do you know it's their butthole?
Yeah, it's anonymous.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
could be a cat's butthole.
Some
Who
buttholes look
knows?
fucking wild too. Like I know what Joey's butthole looks like. Damn, it's fucking like
She's had
some
to look
nerds
because I've been
rope.
like, please look. Yeah.
Well, that's the point, in having a spouse or
A medical
you got somebody to
examination.
look
It's a
when
free
you
doctor,
need-
you know.
you got
Doctor's
Does
assistant.
this look different?
Yeah.
This won't hurt much. No, I
Better than having like your dad do it. One time my dad had to give me an enema. I had to like bend over. I was in
What?
like high school. I was like, Dad, you gotta stick it in there.
no way. I've never heard.
Shut
this.
up, Joey. This is so
I
funny.
remember it. He did it.
And I can see, like, because when it comes to stuff like that, you're like a teenager and you're like, no, I can't do it to myself.
I couldn't. I couldn't get it in. We had to, like,
And then do you want your mom or your dad to help?
I had like an impromptu prostate exam like a year ago. Like the doctor was just like, "You need to do this," and I was like, "What?" And then he did it, and he didn't use enough stuff. Like he didn't grease it up enough or something.
He didn't lick it enough.
I went to work after, and I was like, I was damaged. For the
You felt
day.
violated.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was texting
It
me all
hurt.
day. He'd send me all these like funny texts of like him
I couldn't
being-
poop. I just
Well, when someone
tummy
surprisingly
ache.
put something in your butthole, it does feel like that, Joey. Yeah.
It was just like he was like, "Okay, we're gonna do this. Let's do it." And I was like, "I need time to think about it."
Have
And he's
you
like,
ever
"There's no time."
surprisingly put your penis in a butthole?
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't think it would go in. I think my wiener would break.
There are no surprises for that.
Yeah,
No.
Guys be accidentally slipping it into the wrong,
How do you accidentally? How does it slip in accidentally? That's my question.
Yeah.
Is I don't think I don't know. I don't think anything goes in. Things come out, and the things that come out are large enough that look like something could go in, but it's not.
Yeah. But, I mean, people
My
do.
butt hurts and itches all the time, so it's taboo. I'm just like, if my butt hurts, I don't want anyone else's butt to hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Have you ever fingered a guy's ass?
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah, it's just like I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Are
I don't.
you
You
ready
ain't
for
gotta
these
do
questions?
my ass, and I ain't gotta do your. It's mutual.
Let's just keep it. Let's keep
Yeah.
it traditional.
Yep.
Very traditional in bed.
But some
The
guys
way
just.
God intended.
Yeah. Well, pretty much. Yeah.
That's-
No blowjobs and.
No blowjobs. Oh, hey, maybe we could do the way God intended then. Oh my God. Now, relationship wise, like, have you ever
God
been in
definitely
any
intend-
long term relationships or
Not really. No.
no? Mainly kind
Nothing
of
worth
yeah.
mentioning.
Nothing like that. You were like, we were gonna get married. No,
Oh hell no.
no. Do you like not believe in marriage? Have you like never really wanted to get married? Or?
No, it's not that. I just
Think they're gonna take your money.
exactly.
Shannon's
No.
got a lot of money, and that's why this is happening right now.
I guess I feel like maybe I'm selfish. So,
Yeah.
and that's okay because men are selfish. So
Yeah.
why can't I be selfish too?
I feel like selfishness is rising in the
Yeah.
community. You know what I mean?
It's now considered like kind of healthy.
and I think it's because there's too many people, and everyone's like, "Woo."
Yeah.
Well, it's like
And
you
I
have to
feel-
prioritize yourself.
And I feel like, I feel like a lot of people get married and have kids and families because they say you should. And, maybe that's not for everyone.
For sure.
I think it,
Yeah.
I think it's a fine institution for some people, but I don't think it should be forced on the masses because it doesn't work for a lot of people. And then you try to make it work, and then there's all this unhappiness, or maybe you do it differently.
What
like,
if it was not forced on the masses, but forced on the masochists? What if we forced them to do it? So they were just all these masochists had to have families. Then we.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
they
Sorry,
would like
dude.
that, right? If you're
I
forcing
just
them.
thought of that in my head, and I had to say something.
No,
stupid.
or is it to say that? Yeah, that's the masochist likes it. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So
Make them have a family if you like that. I don't know. Never
Make
mind. I don't know what I'm talking about, dude. I'm sorry.
you're
It's
sadist.
it's definitely interesting because like the kid thing is brought up a lot to us. Like we've been married a couple of years, we've been together for like 12 years, but like we don't want kids. Like, and in a sense, like it's
Yeah,
like
kick them
oh,
down
it's
a
this-
hill. Get these kids out of here. Boom. No, I'm just kidding.
I think people think like that's gonna maybe in an unhappy marriage like bring you happiness, or maybe
Yeah.
they
That's a
feel
bad reason
like
to have kids.
one.
though.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is. Or here's another bad reason. So you have someone to look after you when you're old.
Yes.
Ooh, and I think that's the main. That's the reason I would. If I'm gonna have kids, I need some like. I'm like, oh my god. I
Save
can't
your
move
money on a
anymore.
kid and buy a good home health care
But
nurse.
Well,
there's
'cause to
so
be
many
honest,
kids
that's
out
what
there
you
who
need.
need a family. Why isn't it easier to find a person? Like,
Or
why are
adopted.
people more prone? Why are they like, I need my genes. I just
Yeah.
want a little me. I
It's
want me
selfish.
again.
It's almost like people can say it's selfish to like not have kids, but at the same time it's selfish to be like, I want a mini me.
I think there's
I don't
too
care
many
about
of us.
all of these
I think
kids.
there's too many people. We gotta stop. Honestly, we gotta maybe remove some of these children.
Yeah, there are too many people, and honestly, kids are like a luxury these
Yeah.
days. Like
Yeah,
if you're rich, okay,
They're
you
like
can
an
take-
Instagram page.
yeah, if you're rich, you can have them. But if
Kids
you
are nothing but an Instagram page. Delete them. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Just kidding. I love my
Archive.
family.
I'm gonna archive
my
all the
kid.
photos of the children.
I'd rather watch your pets than your kids. So
Exactly. It's hard enough for us to like convince somebody to come and like feed our cats like once a day when we're out of town. Like,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
don't even make anybody scoop the litter boxes. Cause like I feel too bad. Like I'm like, how do I get somebody to scoop the poop? Like I don't scoop the poop. That's something Joey does.
I literally scooped poop and showered by the time he got here. Like right to the.
I was
to
like,
the dot.
you gotta scoop the poops.
y'all like
She was
really
like, it smells like
y'all got back
shit.
today?
No, we got back on Tuesday at like 6 a.m., but it's been like a nonstop since. you
She
know?
was gonna put my nose in the poop if I didn't clean it up by the time he got
Got
here.
it. Got it.
I said, eat them.
Yeah, I had to eat the little kibbles and shits. Kibbles and shit.
And then I was like, floss your fucking teeth. There's litter in your teeth.
That's what that smell is. Okay.
I might just. Shannon always thinks I smell.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. I don't even have a strong sense of smell where I could tell you.
Same. I can't smell anything.
Me either.
I could be farting
If I
all
stink,
day.
I don't know.
I have-
Same.
let me know.
same.
I have,
My
like-
ass is just.
I have
leaking
like a
probably.
very small nose, like physically, but my sniffer is so fucking strong.
You got the granny sniffer.
Yeah.
I can smell things from a mile away. Like like cigarettes. Like I'm not a cigarette smoker. And my mom smoked cigarettes my whole life. And like we lived in a bigger house, like in New York, the houses are like larger and there's like the basement and blah, 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 right? It's like 2-story houses. But like the second she would like smoke a cigarette, even if it was like outside in the garage or whatever, I could smell it immediately. Immediately I like was like, I know she's smoking. And like
Kinda
same thing
the
like with
smell
like
a little
people
bit. It
smoking.
makes me feel
Do I
like
smell
I'm,
like
out on
cigarettes
the
right now?
town.
No.
No,
Interesting.
I can't smell. Can't
No.
smell a whiff.
I like it's more so like when somebody's smoking it like actively that like I really pick up on it, like because it's like, oh, we'll be out to eat or something and there's someone like smoking a cigarette like 500 yards away and all of a sudden like I'm like it smells like a cigarette and I'm looking around, I'm like, where is it?
Meanwhile, I can't smell because I'm a smoker. Like,
They say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they also say is so like do you have like dreams or nightmares? Do you like remember any sort of dreams or nightmares you have or not really?
sometimes, I mean, I don't really have nightmares, but I do remember like dreams sometimes.
Ooh, do you have any spooky nightmares? Since this is gonna come out before
No,
Halloween,
I just said I don't really have
make it
nightmares.
Spooky, dude. Tell us, make up something spooky. I'm just kidding. You never had a nightmare? Do you ever remember any as a kid? Because I remember one where I was in a mummy's mouth and it was
The
fucking
craziest dream I remember from when I was a kid was, it's just like and I'm sure many people have dreams like this where you're like on a cliff and you're in some type of moving vehicle and like you're very close and even
Ooh.
you know. But
Joey's
I never
scared of
fall.
that
I
in
never
general.
fall. But you know,
Oh,
you know what I
spirits,
can
man.
talk about. This wasn't a dream. Well, I don't even know what this was.
Ooh, a little spiritual.
I've been thinking
thing?
about
You
bringing-
saw some ghosts.
No. Oh, well, I didn't see any ghosts.
You feel some ghosts.
So the most, I guess, spiritual thing that happened to me, you got me distracted because I was gonna go in one direction and now I'm like, okay, well, I'll talk about when I accidentally astral projected.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
sick, dude. Talk about it. That's
So it was crazy. I was in my 20s. I was living in Houston by myself, and I would read before I went to bed, and I was reading. It was a series. It was the
Astral Projection by Neil Simmons.
no. It was just like there. Oh, sorry. There's this book. There's this book called Remember Me, and it's like about a girl who dies.
Oh, Remember Me, the movie by
I don't-
Nicholas Sparks.
No, it's a book. I never
thought it
saw
was a
it in a
book, too.
movie form, but basically a girl dies, and her spirit's stuck to figure out who killed her and all this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, so I read that series. It was really good, and then I just went on to read book 2, and this author, I can't remember his name. I've got all his books at my house. He does like the Thirst series and all this stuff. But anyway, the second book, it was like talking about this girl. She was a Mexican girl. She was here on Earth and she wanted to die. And the girl from the previous book had made it out because, she was stuck on Earth because she had to solve her murder. Which her best friend pushed her off the roof or whatever.
Oh, and she didn't remember or what?
She didn't know what happened, but
Oh,
she stayed around and helped get them, convicted and stuff.
wow.
So then after that happened, I guess her spirit was able to go up, and then she was talking to like a yogi and all this stuff, and the yogi said she could go back, and then there was a girl here that wanted to leave, and her, they kind of switched. And while I'm reading this, I'm like kind of thinking about it, and next thing I know, like I'm like right at the ceiling, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I go back into my body, and I was like kind of like trying to figure out what that was. And then I figured out what it was. And then that movie Insidious came out like after, and that's kind of.
Do you think you were having a what's it called? What's the one dream state where you like can't move, paralysis and
No, I wasn't asleep, but so after that, like
Like you saw your like.
I was at the ceiling, like
looking down?
No, just like right at it.
What
like
the
it,
fuck?
It was like right in my face, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Were you
And then-
tripping out? Were you?
Nope, no. I mean, just weed, but
Yeah. What is that?
nosy neighbor.
house.
I
Yeah,
know.
nosy neighbor, dude.
But
Protecting
yeah,
my land.
and I think like when I realized it, that's what jerked me back into my body, and so I read about it. And then like, so what you can do, there's like this certain space that you're in, and like I saw the movie Insidious, and it was kind of
Yeah.
like the same thing. Like, it's like you're almost asleep, you're not asleep, and I felt myself going to that again, but I'm too afraid to like explore that. But maybe
I would love to. I can't do it.
So this happened how long ago then?
I was probably 28, so probably like 12 years ago.
So, and,
No,
and,
no,
and,
no. I'm sorry. 15 years.
And you've had like times like this where it's like almost felt like it's happening, but
no,
you've like
not
kind of
since my
stopped.
20s.
No.
Like, I don't want to
Whoa, dude.
find myself in that space. I don't have. I feel like what I was reading kind of made me feel like.
A little spooky.
Yeah, and like. I'm like, can you leave your body? I don't know. I was thinking about it. And
Yeah.
the next thing you know, it happened. And I was
That's
like,
so crazy. Dang.
I've
So-
like never had anything like that happen before. I've had like feelings of like not being alone. Like when I know I'm like alone, but feeling like there's like some sort of like weird energy
Yeah.
kind of around me, or like my house like that I grew up in was on an old like farmland, and I was just kind of like under the impression that maybe like something weird had happened, because like I always got so freaked out on the stairs. Like the staircase was like this staircase that went like this, like kind of spiraled
Are
up.
we conditioned though to like? Because I had a spooky basement, all like cement, cold, spiders everywhere and shit. It would, like had furniture, so it was like semi nice. But I'd be so fucking scared as a kid, like in my basement. I'd like
Who
just like
wouldn't?
think someone was
Basements are
gonna
fu-
like come down the stairs and be like, "You're fucked," because there's nowhere else to go.
Because
like,
they
I'm
could.
at the stairs.
They totally could.
And I'd be like,
you'd be stuck in the basement. I think it's maybe a little conditioning, but also
I like to be
think,
trapped, dude. I need a window to jump out of.
I think like northeast wise, and maybe like as these places are old. There's energies that may be trapped in these spaces.
Are you from Florida?
Texas?
Oh, I'm I knew that.
Austin, right?
Knew
Or
that.
what?
Yeah, Austin.
Austin. Have you ever how long have you been here in Florida?
I've been here 11 years.
11 years. Then have you ever considered going back to Austin, or are you kind of like set here in Florida?
I feel like if I have to go back to Austin, it would be because I needed to go care for
Always making
He's trying
out
to
with
make
you.
out with you.
my family.
He said, "Don't leave me, baby girl."
I can't show this to Dylan, my cat.
Yeah, he's gonna be mad.
He's such a lover.
That was so cute.
Probably stink like shit though, right in your face.
I have a bad sense of smell, so I didn't smell anything.
You stinky.
Yeah, well, because like Austin is now becoming like such a huge spot for comedy that
Yeah.
like we've had people like moving there now. You know,
Yeah, bitch, I
everyone used to
know.
always go to like New York.
You know why I
but-
know? Because I go home and I see those bitches there. Like, when I first started, like, I saw Austin really change comedy-wise because before COVID, and I would go, and it was hard to find a mic. But I found this place called the Romo Room. It was new, and it was like this kid, he was hosting a room out of his dad's dentist office or some type of office. And that was the one mic I found to go, right? And that was the one time I did comedy in Austin before COVID hit. And then COVID hit, and then when I went back, and it was crazy. There's like all these mics, the Romo's rooms, like booking people, and it's just crazy. So I really saw it explode. And when I went back after, there's been a steady stream of comics from here that I've run into, like JT Stockman. Like, and that, I was like so grateful to run into him. Cause do y'all even know him?
No.
I was grateful to run into him because like he introduced me to some other people in Austin, and like slowly I've gotten introduced, and like I can reach out and kind of get booked when I go back and stuff like that. But I've never been like lucky enough to go on like Kill Tony or you know.
Have you signed
the
up?
Mothership? Yeah, I've signed up for both of those, and
Really?
It's gotten so like competitive now. There's like a couple hundred people that sign
The
up.
chance
all
of
the time.
like getting pulled, I'm sure, has like dramatically decreased.
yeah, but I think it's
you gotta
definitely
know someone and like tickle
there you go.
someone's little
I
Johnny.
must
know
tell
what I
you
mean?
this: the last time I went, so I had a show at Slackers, right? It's a brewing company, kind of out North Austin, and there was a girl that I performed with, Felicia. I know I'm saying her name wrong because it's like, I don't think it's Felicia. It's, you say it differently though. Anyway, I have to pull up her Instagram, but she was like the headline.
Felicio.
She was in from New York and she was on the show. And then I ran into her the next day doing the mic run, and then met this other chick that was in from LA. They both got pulled to go up. And do y'all remember it was at the Coop, and there was like this blonde kid, and he had glasses.
Oh yeah, Timothy, he went on.
Timothy, I ran into Timothy out there,
Yeah,
and he's gotten to go up on the Mothership
Yeah.
and Kill Tony.
Oh, both? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because I know that he
I saw him
he got
scream on
pulled.
Kill Tony. He like went up with the band and like started doing his screaming thing. It was
his
pretty
set
funny.
didn't go great, but like
Yeah, he redeemed it with his interview.
his
yeah.
interview went really well. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So it's interesting because like I mean, a bunch of people went when he was like touring down here, but I don't know that people really watched the tour or. I don't know that he had the following he has now when he was doing those touring versions.
I mean,
of
he
Kill
did
Tony.
because I didn't even know who he was till a bunch of comics from here got on Kill Tony, like
Exactly.
Charlie and Dan.
Casso
Dan
and
Casso.
Freddie and Amber
Mm-hmm.
and who else? Oh, Blake, right?
I can't remember, but I know a lot of them got on there, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah.
I never even knew what this was. So,
Some random non-comedians got up too, I think.
oh, I think that always happens.
Oh, Jonathan with an H. Lewis. Do you remember Lewis?
Mhm.
He went up
yeah.
and he did like this
He
character.
did his bit. Yeah.
And he totally committed to the character through the like the interview and everything, and he was wearing like
course
this
he did.
mask and putting on like gloves and shit, and like Tony hates that shit, and I think the guest was Jimmy Schubert or something.
He fooled Tony. And then
So,
after,
yeah.
Tony was like, what the fuck, was that an act? Because he saw him like taking the
Yeah.
shit off.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah.
He fooled him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to go. I've gone to watch Kill Tony when I've tried to go up, because when
You
they
used
were
to be
doing
able
it
to.
at the
Vulcan.
Vulcan Theater, the comics were like pinned to the back,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
And so you just had to wait and see if you got called. But I haven't done it since they moved it to the mothership, so
Yeah.
I just haven't. The last time I was there on a Sunday, and that's when the open mic at the mothership is. So
Oh, yeah.
if you go, make sure you're there on a Sunday or a Monday to try to do those open mics.
Yeah.
So
They say it's easier to get on those things if you're an out of towner because they want to mix people from
yeah,
other
but
areas.
that's never helped me out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't know. Like the first time I went, I didn't say that I was doing it. I was an out of towner. But I think the next time I tried Kill Tony, I did. I didn't get pulled.
Yeah.
And when I did the mothership, I might have wrote that I was from Florida on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's random, is what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
they pulled that
I don't think
headliner
so
girl.
either.
so at all.
They pulled the
I
other
don't
chick
think
from LA. And then,
I asked before, and like somebody told me, like for the most part, it is like there is a lot of randomness to it, but there are some like kind of tricks they do so that they pull who they want or whatever, or they say somebody else's or whatever, and that they blacklist people. So like there's some people that like if they sign up, they're just not gonna let them go. They're just gonna like pull their names out and not say their name or whatever. So,
ooh, I wonder how you get blacklisted. Damn.
well, I mean, there's been a lot of times where he's like, don't sign up for the show again and things like that. And I imagine maybe they keep track of that. And then when they put all the names in, like,
Yeah.
maybe they're like, nah, not this person or whatever. I don't know. Because somebody down here, I like don't want to say his name, but like he had a not so great set on Kill Tony. And like then the interview went really bad and like Tony was like nasty, dude.
I just feel like also it's like part of the show though. It's like
It is.
You know, if you do bad, he has the right to just be really mean. It depends on who the guest is and how mean he is. And
Yeah.
that's what I've noticed about the show. It's like
Yeah.
he has a guest on that's nice, he's not going to be as much of a dick. But he had Ric Flair on, and Ric Flair got like too drunk and was like, "I don't like making fun of people," and like they're like, "What the fuck? Like you're on. This is what we do." You know
He
what I mean?
laughed. It
And
was
he left the show in the
crazy.
middle of it, and then by the end, all the comedians that were on like the panel were like
Making
"Fuck
fun of
Rick."
it.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like it's like that's just part of the thing. Like, I mean, some of the things he says
I think
is
he
going
drank
too
too
far,
much,
but
and like you know when like. If you're a real alcoholic and then like you have just like the right amount, and then you just change and you're like, I'm gonna beat my wife now. Like it seemed what he got like, except he was like, I need to get out of here. You know?
Yeah.
And beat my wife and then to find her and do
Yeah.
the trick.
Oh,
The
my
last
God.
time I was there, I went to Kill Tony. The last time I was there and went to Kill Tony was the last time it was at Vulcan.
Oh.
And Roseanne Barr was there.
Oh shit.
She was the fucking guest. But usually, like the
would
time
suck.
before that, it was like Theo Vaughn, and so
I don't know
I
why
love,
they gave her
like-
such a chance. Like I just like she's
yeah.
she's
I'm not
was on a
about it
great
either.
show. She's a big person in show
Yeah.
business, but like she's not funny. She's kind of fucking out of her mind. Just
yeah, I
just
agree.
leave her alone. Get her the fuck out of here.
I don't know why she was on there. I was just like,
I
oh,
think it's
Lord.
because they're clinging on to
because they
like
like the
fighting back
anti-cancel,
of,
anti-cancel culture.
Yeah.
It's
Because
like-
Tony got canceled. Like,
not
kind of.
everyone deserves to be.
Yeah,
forgiven,
no,
you
I
know?
remember. Well, they tried to cancel him. They clearly didn't, because that motherfucker making what I'd say about at the Vulcan. I'd say it was probably 20 grand every Monday night.
Who?
Just based on the ticket sales alone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I guess Kill Tony probably doesn't give away any free tickets. It always sells out. And there's like, 300 seats, $25. And then they get like at least 80% usually of that money
yeah, I paid both times I went, and
as the comic.
yeah, because I didn't want to be in the pen. I didn't want to be. I'm too bougie for that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I went
Yeah.
the last time, there was like a section upstairs where the comics were like all hanging out that didn't have to pay. But I don't know anyone there like that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then a lot of them will work at the venues just so
Yeah.
that they can, network and stuff. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It is like a.
if I
a really
did have to go
booming
home to
scene.
Austin, it's great that that's all set up there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's a great scene to like
So-
transition into. It's definitely becoming like one of the
Maybe.
hot spots. Though
I kind of feel
love
like
where
it's
we
still
are.
a good old boy scene. Like that's why I left Austin.
Yeah.
It's a good old boy town, and I feel like
Yeah.
I mean I know
True.
It's like
comedy's
tall,
all there.
big, like heavy dudes with short haircuts.
Joe
you know?
Rogan's a good old boy.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
Just
Yeah.
into
I guess I
working
see
out,
that.
but they like, yeah, I don't know.
I guess that's why like it's like, oh yeah, some of the people going there, it's like, yeah, it kind of adds up. Like it would be
It's all
to
good
their
old
benefit,
boys.
you know.
Yeah.
And it's all the guys. Like the girls have all gone to New York, right? Everybody that's left from here, Chelsea Perry left from here, Amanda. Who else has like left and
Good
gone
old
to another
boys and their
scene?
dumb blonde wives. You know what I mean?
And their dumb blonde
That's what I just
wives.
picture the whole sea of audience, and Kill Tony's just
Yeah.
like slightly.
I mean Austin's a little bit more progressive, but it's still just a fucking
I
good
see
old boy
that.
town. That's why I
Yeah.
left. Like
That's why I
Yeah.
don't think we could go there. Shannon and I are always like,
I
where can we
know.
go? Where can we go? You
go
know?
visit. Or you mean leave?
Yeah, like
Oh,
where
okay.
can we live other than here?
Other
we'll
than
never
here.
probably sell the house.
Why would you
because
leave?
It's, an
It's
investment,
the water's right there. Like I don't
I
know how you would
know.
ever leave.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I'd really have to need to go back, or it would be really beneficial for me comedy wise. Like,
Yeah.
you know, fucking Joe Rogan himself is like,
You should
please
move
move to
here.
Austin, even though I don't really, like, I'm not a good old boy, Joe. I'm not a good old
You're
boy.
like, yeah, that for their token.
Yeah.
They're looking for their tokens.
I would need to
always.
go to like DC or I don't know.
Mm.
Cause it's so weird because when I was probably like 2 years in, maybe 3, and I was at Villain Theater, and someone came up to me, like asked me for a card. It was before I had cards, and was like, "You're a headliner," and I was like,
Damn, that's cool.
"Goddamn right." No, I
Yeah.
wasn't.
I'm a headliner.
I just recently got branded as a feature, so
Nice. Hell yeah. It's comedy such a interesting process and time and
hell
all
yeah.
of that. It's tough. It's tough. Especially, it's funny because like I feel like a lot of times people are like, "Oh, it's easier for women to get booked." Like I've had a
Shit
lot of my
pisses me
friends
off.
say shit like that to me, like,
Oh my God, yes,
and it
the
like
fucking.
pisses me off.
I'll
yeah.
never forget this because I was outside of like it was this one that Sean Mullins had. It was like this Jamaican room downtown West Palm Beach, and it was like Matt Ross and fucking Jeff Dolezal, or maybe Josh Frank. One of them. It's like some of them, and they were, and maybe even Matt Rivera joined in on this. They were saying that to me, and I was like, "Fuck you!" Like, no way, it's not. I just don't understand how they get that perception in their heads that it's easier for me.
It's tough too because it's like, okay, like I like have been producing my show. I put one, like every show I've done, I book one other girl along with me, meaning there's 2 girls, but there's 3 guys on the show. So it's not easier. Even if somebody books 4 people on a show and they book 1 girl every time, they're still booking 3 guys.
They think that just because people are conscious of the lack of females on the show and want to put women on the show,
Yeah.
that equals we're getting booked more somehow.
There's many, many times where I see lineups without 1 female on it. You know?
Absolutely.
Typically, I think most people do make the attempt to have 1 female on their show.
Yeah, most people,
but-
but some people just do not even make the attempt.
I would just maybe if there's no females on a show, you can maybe like re-release their flyer and write "not safe for women" on it, and then just they'll just seclude their audience to just
Not safe for women, yeah,
Exclude her.
essentially.
include. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because like I feel like female comics get a lot of shit for like dirty comedy. Like I know like I've gotten a lot of shit myself, but then it's like, oh, there's like guys who have started like after me or around the same time as me or whatever that do dirty material, that do I'd say offensive things too. Like they like make reference like they're about to say the N-word or things like that.
Yeah.
And nobody says anything to them. Like nobody's like, you should watch out about that, or it's not stopping them from getting booked or whatever. And I'm like, I feel like there's a big double standard between what is
Because
appropriate
pretty
for a
little
woman
ladies
to
need
say.
to keep their mouth clean with my pecker. No, I'm just kidding. That's how they think. That's how the old
That part
all
right
the
there.
old men think.
They don't even want, it's
Click
not
it.
even just that. They don't even want to fucking listen to you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen.
It's like, all right,
men,
sweetheart.
No, men will just get up and fucking leave and walk
Yeah.
out and like go have a cigarette while ladies on stage because they don't want to hear us talk.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Well, and psychologically, and I've had this discussion with like people too, and they're like, no, that's not right. And I'm like, no, this is right. This is science. Like, this is an opinion. Science says that women are perceived as less funny. In college reviews of professors, more than not, they make reference to like
Maybe-
women being like not funny or not enjoying their class or
Yeah.
she's trying to be funny or
They're
whatever.
judged more, but also I think more women, if they just started like showing their butt and doing fart and like putting a balloon up to their butt, filling a balloon up with farts or something, then
That's
they would be
OnlyFans, babe.
That'd be fucking funny if a lady did that.
I don't think most people would find that to be funny. I think most people would be finding that on OnlyFans, babe.
Oh,
Are you cool with me trying that?
only if it's with our cat's farts. You know?
I thought, how do I blow up a balloon with my fucking farts unless I do it with my asshole?
Meow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry I derailed that conversation. We were talking about oh yeah, women having struggles.
Fuck, man. No.
Yeah. No, we be struggling, but and you know who's to blame? Men.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing your podcast then? Because you have the Blame Girl podcast.
I'd say since I think 2019.
2019. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you always have a co-host? Has it always been with Terry or?
I started it. So I've done podcasts since like 2012. You know, like I used to be by myself, but since I stopped because I just got so busy with work, and then and then when I became a comedian, Gonzo, I don't even know if y'all know him. He was like, you should bring it back on. He had his own podcast, or still kind of. He brings it back every now and again, but he does his sports one a little bit more. And he had like a whole little studio, so he's like, you know, I did a podcast. Oh my god, a chat fight podcast with Joanna and Sharon, and then me and Joanna.
What's a chat fight?
It was 3 ladies on a podcast.
Oh, that's just like it's like.
It was just a catchy name. Chat fight.
Oh, that's the
Chat
name.
fight.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
cat fight, chat fight.
Oh, sorry, I'm a little slow. You know what I mean?
And then I left the show, and then I decided to kind of go out. Gonzo suggested I do my own, and I was like, okay. And so I got Dom from Swamp,
Oh,
Dom
okay.
Nessie, and he started it with me, but he couldn't commit. And then Terry had asked me while I was doing it with Dom if I wanted to do a podcast, and I was like, I really don't have time to do another one, but I'll keep you in mind. And then when Dom quit, I just asked Terry, and he's been my co-host since.
Oh well.
And I think we work well together because we don't really align completely on on political views, and he's pretty knowledgeable. Because it's not like if I'm gonna do a podcast, we're gonna talk about politics and be like, who's to blame about this, and then like pop culture too. Because you know, I don't just stick to politics.
You need
but-
the opposing view, or else like you guys are just like going in on one thing. You know? what I
Yeah,
mean? It
and then
helps,
sometimes when we have a guest, they're the opposing viewer. Sometimes
yeah.
sometimes we all agree on the same. You know.
You ever have a guest and you're like, "Fuck this person" after it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Not really, because because if I'm inviting a conservative on, like Raul, he's been on my show.
Oh, yeah.
He comes onto my Facebook. We always argue, but I mean, it's like no hard feelings, you know.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
He's just wrong, in
Yeah.
my opinion. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely.
I don't like any
politics
opinions.
can get so
Nowadays,
heated.
I just don't like any opinions. I'm just like, we're all gonna die. That's the end.
that's a fact.
We're all dead.
That's a fact.
We're already dead.
Yeah, that's interesting. So like, with the podcast, then, like, do you pick all the topics and stuff, or like, how does that all
We
work?
both do. We'll like just kind of pay attention to what's going on that week, and we keep it very current, current events, and it could be anything from like Israel, Palestine to Cardi B's, and Offset. So
Yeah.
it
Are you
keeps
talking
it-
about the chocolate strawberries?
No.
Did you see that? So, like, Offset made Cardi B chocolate strawberries,
Okay.
and she posted a photo of it, but it literally looked like some fucking doo-doo covered strawberries. Like, they were like, Joey knows how to make chocolate covered strawberries, but you got to give a nice swirl. You have to have it perfectly melted. I feel like he did some chunky, like, chocolate.
He didn't know what he was doing. It's like
He didn't melt it good.
You know what that made me think of? Like the scene in The Real Comedians of South Florida where Warren brings Jackie those bananas.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like, they look like shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit was funny, dude.
That was.
You like that?
Yeah.
I liked that.
He's fucking up your shit, dude. I'm sorry.
No, he's just
He's ripping
making
you.
biscuits.
And we got a lint roller around here somewhere.
He,
Oh my god.
he's
so
he
fucking-
says, "I am the star."
Yeah,
He would be right.
Now, music wise, like, so Joey's a musician, like that's like his whole thing. It's like
my
part of
whole
why he
world.
started.
My whole thing.
It's part of why he stopped doing comedy. But he like, I guess, like, what did you want to ask her? You want to ask her anything musically?
Well, yeah,
or-
what do you like music wise? Because you have like jokes about Kanye, but like, do you really like Kanye? What did you grow up listening to? Have you been into music like big time, or do you
I
not give a
don't.
shit?
I don't
about
really
music,
listen to music.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Shit,
I don't know. I feel like I go in and out of phases. Like I grew up listening to a lot of R&B, and then I got into
Like what kind of stuff?
like alternative, like R&B. Grow up, like Whitney Houston and
Okay.
like LA and Babyface, and then when I got to, I guess, my teenage years, it was like Snoop and Dre were popular, and then Nirvana was also popular, and like fucking Pearl Jam and
What do you
people like
think
that.
of those rock bands like Pearl Jam and Nirvana?
I was a fan of them.
really?
Yeah, I love me some grunge.
Dang, dude, that's.
I would
wild.
dress like a little skater and shit.
Really?
Oh my god!
you ever
had some
skate?
etnies.
Nope, never skated. What?
Etnies, the
Yeah.
sneakers. They had all those like
I
funny
don't know.
sneakers. I worked at Zoomies.
Would
That
you
was
wear,
like one of
the
my
big
first
chain
jobs.
that connected your wallet?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's like. More
I did not
like
go that far.
Slipknot, yeah, that's like the Slipknot crowd.
I'm thinking like Jinkos.
Yeah, those pants. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
those
Jenkos.
big ol' legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wasn't that into like alternative. I was also like black, so but I liked the music. I love me some Kurt Cobain, and then high school, so I like Tupac and Biggie, and then they were popular then.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, so I listen to all kinds of music.
Any current music you like?
Current music
Yeah.
that I
Like
like.
anything that's being released right now, they're like, this is good, or do you think like current music's just not up to par with Snoop? Snoop's still
yeah,
releasing
it's
music,
up to
but I
par.
just,
No, there's new songs that I like. Like there's this new artist I found on TikTok, actually, Aniko, and she had this little like, there's like a viral trend of like on TikTok with her music behind it, and I was like, who is this?
Dang.
And then I downloaded some of her music.
I do find people off TikTok a lot. Joey oftentimes doesn't like them because he's jealous that they've blown up on TikTok.
Maybe you should get on TikTok and do your music.
yeah.
I know. He doesn't do any of his music on TikTok.
I don't think TikTok will allow dick music on. Like, I'd be like, how many dicks can I suck? And then they'd be like, we can't post.
So you're
this."
doing comedy music.
No, I just
Joey's
talk about
kind
that
of
stuff
been
in my
doing
music.
like in college. He made a few different albums that were like.
Yeah, but they're
Suck Dick
undisclosed. Oh, we're bleeping that.
You don't want me to say the name? Or is, you
That's
can't
not
find it?
me. I don't know who that artist is, but that's not me. That one.
Sorry. Sorry for blowing your
Is this live?
anonymity here.
No, I haven't.
No, no.
Okay, you have to bleep it out then.
Yeah, no, we're okay. We'll leave it in.
The secret's out. Oh my god. You gave this like face.
Yeah, well, there's stuff I don't want to be seen that my name's not associated with.
Do you oh I know. He's
He's
like
got his paw up on him like.
Yeah.
Our cats are like
So
very, very obsessed with us. I feel like, and since we were just out of town,
They're very needy.
they're like so clingy.
So happy you're home.
Yeah. And then like I had a couple shows this week and like I had like another like Taylor Swift thing I did and whatever. So it's like we've been like busy out of the house working and all that. So
It's Sunday, you're home, they're happy.
they're like, it's laundry day. Where's the warm laundry? But yeah, it's definitely it's interesting. Any spicy opinions or anything that like you've been currently thinking about or
Any people to blame recently?
yeah.
I don't know if I should even talk about it.
Ooh. Sounds interesting.
This will probably come out like within this week.
I think Friday.
All right.
I mean, you can watch it on my podcast and see that my opinion regarding the Israel-Palestinian conflict right now.
Oh, shit. I don't know anything about it.
I'm just like, and I've always been this way. I just don't agree with the way Israel treats Palestine. But I'll just say that my spicy opinion is free Palestine.
So tell me what's going on, because I don't know what's going on over there.
Joey's a pretty face, but not a.
Yeah, well, I just don't read anything. I don't believe anything I read, so I'm like, what am I reading about?
Okay.
What's happening? What are they doing? What are these crazy people doing to these other crazy people? What's going on?
And let me just say, who do I blame for the conflict? It's gonna be white people. No shade.
Well, yeah, they
Right.
want those. They want them.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. It's
Those
because
sales up on the raffles.
they created the state of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And you like displaced all these people like it was your right to do that, and it just wasn't. And not only did that happen, but then you supported them as they slowly took over land that wasn't even given to them.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be for the Palestinians, and made life hell for them by controlling all their utilities and shit like that. And then, just what I've realized, like, over the last week is, like, they often dictate the narrative so hard in the media that you're just, like, kind of bullied into being like, I support Israel, or you're anti-Semitic. So, but I think that those
Wow,
times
dude, I'm
are,
so confused. I like,
yeah,
who is right? You know, who's right?
definitely not Israel. And Palestine.
I think anyone hurting anyone isn't right. You know, I think just
There
stop
you go.
hurting anyone, including us, the U.S.
Yeah.
Human president, please don't hurt anyone, please.
What I learned recently is, like, Israel pushed for the creation of Hamas so that they had someone to, like, communicate with in Palestine, and now they don't have control over them anymore. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I think all the, like, war is barbaric. They should fucking stop.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, you should. What do you do when you're, like, pushed up against the wall and they've killed, like, it's like killed all the people? There's only like teenagers in the country now.
If there was a way to mass
That's
dose,
crazy.
like, everyone with, like, some hard psilocybin or something like that. Just
Give it to the IDF.
Give it to everyone in the world.
In the IDF.
Even all the people
Sure.
with weapons, and then let's see how they react, Stop,
Oh my
stop killing
God.
people. Stop hurting anyone.
Maybe it'll work.
Let's
I don't
share
know.
the stuff and eat some marshmallows or something.
Yeah.
Let's make a fire. Make some s'mores.
But I blame white people for that, is because they, like I say, they created the state after the Holocaust. That's why they, like, you're kind of guilted into being like, I stand with
Dang.
Israel, right?
Yeah.
And
I've seen a lot of stuff online, and honestly, I couldn't tell you which side. Like, I don't know what I'm seeing.
well,
I just am like,
and then you got the sect of Christians that stand with Israel so that because they need Israel to exist so that they can bring on the end of days.
Yeah.
Why? Why are y'all in a rush to bring those on?
Wait, the end of days? What are you talking about?
Like in the Bible, the
end of the world.
Revelations. Yeah.
They need Israel for the end of days?
Yeah. for everything to take place in Revelations like it's supposed to. Israel has
dude.
to be in control.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're just like a
It has to
generation
be
that
there.
keeps on getting like reiterated by aliens themselves. So I don't think anything's really gonna happen. I think there's
Maybe
gonna be a
that's what.
nuke.
Maybe that's what we need. We need the aliens
think
to
a nuke
really
is
fucking
going
show
off.
up, so Israel could be like we ain't believing that bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can't use religion to claim stake in this land.
I think one day there's just gonna be a nuke. There's already so much like
Okay, relax.
ecological damage. We're just going downhill.
We're going downhill. Society's on a
That's why
downfall.
I don't want kids because it's like how many generations are even gonna live past my kids? Like 3?
Oh my god.
Humans are resilient. You never know.
Before
It's
Elon Musk's
interesting though
robot
because
version.
when we think about it, we're like, oh, humans are resilient and blah 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 blah. But also in the last 100 years, we've dramatically increased technologically and in production and things like this, right? But we've also dramatically destroyed our society socially.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like in the
Who's to
early
blame?
1900s, industrialization.
The whites,
I
the
blame
British, the
industrialization.
British are to blame. Honestly, those fucking bastards.
He's just copying me. What were you saying?
Yeah.
I
Blame
feel like
the Brits.
industrialization. Like I always think
Capitalism.
back to like how like the growth of capitalism is like the decline of
Actually, is it the Spanish? Was it fucking Columbus? Wasn't he Spanish?
You can be Spanish and white. Go ahead, Shannon.
He had probably a stinky old hog on him, Columbus. Sorry.
Joey's just like, what's his dick smell like?
He's trying to keep up with the
Yeah,
conversation.
it's probably bad.
He said, what's industrialization mean? Define that for me.
Yeah, you mean industrial metal? No, I'm just-
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a.
I mean,
Good start.
it's like, the 40-hour work week was supposed to be like a good thing, but like, it's not. I think it should be less than that.
I
And
think
it's like,
40
it was
hours
an
is
improvement.
plenty. I think that's perfect. 40
No.
hours.
I think Shannon's
32
right.
hours.
32 hours. It's hard enough. I mean, since I've been in my own business, and I'm only running the clock because I'm at home. I'm only
Yeah.
running the clock when I'm actually doing work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I can often find myself almost working from 9 to 5 every day and only clocking 32 hours anyway because I'm not on the clock when I'm not working.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, active. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing is I feel like productivity would go up if people didn't have to work as much.
Yeah, how many poops are we allowed to clock? How long are these poops allowed to be? Because everyone poops different.
Are you
Everyone
at
needs a
home or are
little
you
bit-
in my building? Because
Yeah.
that matters, you know?
Yeah.
If you're stuck here and, okay, you do it on my
You ever
time.
have a person at work that shits hard and like just like loud and like go be by yourself if you're gonna shit like an explosion? Do you need another one of those?
Sure.
Yeah.
We're,
watch out.
is it time for the how much time are we at?
Let's see.
Double check that.
Can we pause and I go to the bathroom?
Yeah,
107.
107. Should we wrap it here?
We could wrap it or we could keep on going. It's up to you.
We could wrap it. I mean, 107. That we're already over an hour here. Yeah, let's do the finale here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some things together here. We're gonna finale. We're gonna have you just relax, lay down, lay down, get comfortable.
You're gonna lay down, put down the mics, get ready for sleep.
We're gonna make you comfortable here. You're being tucked in here now. We end our podcast a little differently. I don't know if you're familiar with this yet. This is something we've been working on.
What is happening?
All right.
Watch out, bud.
Okay.
Get cozy.
Lay down, Marley.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna sing you a little lullaby.
A little lullaby. You're gonna go to bed.
Thanks so much for being on, Gio. Oh, do
You
you want to
can-
let her plug any shows? over the
Yeah.
next
Any
week?
shows coming up?
They have to come out after Friday.
Friday.
Wait, give her the mic, Shani.
I'm going to be at Gypsy Moon on the 28th. That's in Pembroke Pines. And that's all I can think of now. Listen to the Blame Girl podcast every Monday.
At Blame Girl. At Blame Girl.
And speaking of that, we got a little tune for you to close it out. Just
All
gonna
right.
rest your eyes and just enjoy it. She's a blame girl.
She'll blame your dick, she'll blame your bitch. She doesn't like Taylor Swift.
She's a blame girl.
She'll pet your cat like she's jerking a dick. Her and her sisters are Italian twins.
She's a blame girl.
She blames the Proud Boys for their white noise.
She's a blame girl.
Blame girl ain't a tame girl. She's got titties in my face. It's insane, girl.
It's insane, girl. She's a blame girl.
Dio, she my whole world. She the blame girl, ain't a tame girl.
She's a blame girl.
Thank you for joining us here on the Thread Count podcast. Make sure you follow Gio at Blame Girl. Make sure you're following me at Shannon Says Shit. Make sure you're following Joey at Joey Mason. And make sure you're following the Thread Count podcast. We'll be talking again soon. Blame your dick. It's your fault.